Well, I have no choice, too. I don't think I need this. Everybody can hear me?
Yes!
All right, hello, one and all.
Hello!
What a grand day and a beautiful sight to behold. All of these lovely faces in the sea of solidarity. I know. You might be saying, what is the handsome African-American man up there, the cheeky devil, doing up here talking to all of us about solidarity? Is he going to start saying, I have a dream? I mean, I get there to the mountaintop, but no, wait. Wrong guy. We are all here today in the name of solidarity. Solidarity for women in America. Women around the world, actually. Women of all ages who are concerned about their future. It is written that the true meaning of solidarity is that we understand we are in the same struggle and we stand for common interests. That being said, I was asked to speak and share today, yes, as a man, yes, as an American expat, and obviously, yes, as a black man within our BAME community. So we all can stand here today, men, women, black or white, English or American. We need to remember, the only way to move forward is together. We need to remember, despite where we live or where we come from, we have one job: to care for our children,
Yes.
our future. What more in common do we have than that? Whether you are from a small village in Catwee or a thriving metropolis such as New York City, I am genuinely concerned for our children. It serves no purpose to complain about what has happened. What has happened has happened. In the case of America, we wish it didn't happen. The leader of the free world has finally taken us back in time to one of the worst memories, even here in British history, to the madness of King George, so to speak. We now have the chia pet known as Alec Baldwin. I mean Donald Trump. A corporate raider with an addictive love of the limelight. An obsessive narcissist egged on and praised for saying what had supposedly we all wanted to say. But in essence, fueling the hidden core of racism that called out to the secret order of abusers of power. When people would ask me, as an American, do you hate Trump? I would respond by saying, I don't actually hate Trump. I felt he was playing a dangerous game where he systematically was destroying the Republican Party for saying what they wanted to say but were too afraid to voice. Each of them dropping like bowling pins and dominoes, and he was the last Republican standing. But he found himself faced against a woman. That's where I think things changed. That's where we saw the true measure of the man. That's where it was no longer a game and his manhood became at stake. Where he said to himself, I can't lose against a woman. Now, this is pure speculation, of course. I don't want to be yelled at on Twitter and called fake news. But it's a conclusion one can draw from everything we have seen up until the election and still see now. This is where I think a day like today is poignant as we are standing with American women and women worldwide. You, me, and us are afraid of such a change in power position when a man with this public and vile opinions and thoughts and actions can actually step in to the highest seat overlooking the rhythms of the world. Before the election, I got a call from my sister. She's a 41-year-old phlebotomist from Oklahoma and the mother of a 9-year-old Harley Quinn fan. What can I say? She is worried. I mean, terrified worried. After the results of the day of change, she quickly was on to me about planning her escape. If I were to say one thing came out of all of this, was that my sister plans to go against all the sensationalism planted in the minds of every American that capitalism is good, that America is great, Everyone else is bad. Everyone else is bad. She is willing to evade her programming of all the propaganda and leave her country. Probably not the only one. I find this very interesting because it's like, when do you decide to leave a sinking ship? When do you decide everywhere else but here is the place to be? As I look out at all of you, I know here is the place to be. Not out of fear, but of humble love. I'm often telling my family and friends in America what a beautiful place Liverpool is. And it doesn't surprise me that this rally is held here. This is a rally of solidarity, of pride. Women and men from London to Leeds are standing in equal measure with people in Washington, D.C. and all around the world, marching, rallying, making a statement that they are with one another. A day like today and events like this has its history in the journey of the Equal Rights Amendment. Dating back to the 1890s with the suffragette movement, a British movement initially, women stood together peacefully and, yes, in some cases violently, but passionately. Women wanted the equal right to vote, to be considered, to humanly be treated equal. The Equal Rights Amendment, the ERA, was a proposed amendment to the United States Constitution designed to guarantee equal rights for women. The ERA was originally written by Alice Paul and Crystal Easton. In 1923, it was introduced into Congress for the first time. 1923. But as usual, propaganda throws labels upon good initiatives, such as feminists against feminists, leading to its eventual defeat. Middle-class women were put against the working class regarding working conditions and hours, and the point of being treated equal was tabled for about 49 years. In the midst of 70 counterculture, free love, Vietnam, and the Beatles. I had to mention Beatles. But this was also the rise of the women's liberation movement. Gloria Steinem, standing on the shoulders of her predecessors and encouraging women to make a public, nonviolent stand for equality. This is what passion looks like. This is what belief looks like. The IA's journey has been a rough one and still too complicated to chart here, but worth mentioning as to the importance of consideration. That is what is the true meaning of today is. Consideration. Women's rights activists around the world are very concerned that Donald Trump's politics might turn back the clock on women's rights, not only in the U.S. but globally. The new administration mistrust of the international agreement might mean the International Conference on Population and Development are deprioritized as international, last page, standard setting engenders on gender equality and women's rights fall by the wayside. I just thought I'd add that. I agree that it would be devastating if Trump followed suit, like the other Republicans before him, in trying to reinstate the global gag rule and preventing U.S. funding from reaching any organization involved in abortion-related activity, including those simply providing information. Education is bad. Since when? Come on. Last point. The U.S. will be joining the group of countries proactively working to undermine women's reproductive rights in the name of traditional and family values, making America great again, when it was already great.
Yes.
Decent. Inclusive. Well, I will end by quoting Nancy Reagan. Just say no. Have a good march and mic drop. Thank you.